بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. I ask Allah Ta'ala to grant us all the sincere intention and the proper comprehension. Allahumma ameen. We have reached the 77th ayah of Soorat Yousuf. Allah the Exalted revealed,
قالوا إن يسرق فقد سرق أخ له من قبل فأسرها يوسف في نفسه ولم يبدها لهم قال أنتم شر مكانا والله أعلم بما تصفون.
So that ayah means, they said, if he steals, then a brother of his has stolen before. Yusuf hid that within himself and did not expose it to them. He said, you are worse in position, and Allah knows better about what you describe. When the brothers saw the picture withdrawn from Binyamin's luggage, they were enraged because of the trouble and distress that they were in. They said, if this one stole, then certainly a brother of his had stolen before, intending Yusuf by that. It was said that once Yusuf saw an idol in the house of one of his maternal relatives, so he took it and broke it. And that was considered by some who do not know the reality of the situation as theft. It was said that he used to take food from the house to go and feed the poor. It was said as well that there was a chicken in the house and he took it and gave it to a beggar. And it was said that Ibrahim had a piece of clothing to be inherited by his oldest of children. Ishaq inherited it. Then it went to his oldest daughter, who was Yusuf's aunt. She used to have custody of Yusuf after the death of his mother, and she could not bear to be away from him. When Yusuf got older, his father wanted to take him. So she went and strapped that cloth to Yusuf, and she said, I lost the cloth of Ishaq. Look and see who took it. So they looked and found it strapped to Yusuf. So she said, he is to be handed over to me. I shall do with him as I please. So Yaqub alayhi salam let her keep him until she died. And of course, a prophet of Allah would never steal. Yani this is impossible to occur from a prophet. Even before receiving prophethood, a person who would later become a prophet, they would never steal. Not even anything as small as a grape, as is mentioned by the scholars. Although it is a small sin to steal something like a grape, something that is considered by many as insignificant, it denotes low character and meanness in a person. And so a prophet of God would never do that, not before prophethood and not after. It was narrated that after they pulled the pitcher out, the brothers hung their heads in disgrace and went to him saying, you have shamed us. Subhanallah. They hung their heads in disgrace and went to him saying, you have shamed us. You have blackened our faces. O you sons of Rahil, you do not cease to be a calamity for us. When did you take this picture? He said, the sons of Rahil are the ones who there does not cease to be upon them from you a calamity. Meaning you're always harming the sons of Rahil. He said to them, you took my brother and ruined him. Whoever put your money back in your luggage, is the one who put the pitcher in my luggage. Yusuf withheld what they said about him and kept it to himself as if he did not hear it. He said to them, "You are in a worse place," meaning a worse position. He means, what you have done is uglier than what the thieves have done, for you stole your brother from his father. At-Tabari says that it means, you have a worse status to Allah than the one you have described with thievery, and a more wretched position due to your past deeds. Shaykh Abdullah, rahimahullah ta'ala, wa nafa'ana Allahu bihi, he said, it is not permissible to describe them with piety, that is, the brothers of Yusuf, besides Binyamin, for they have done all of the things that they have done of the ugliest of deeds. And he also said, those who did that to Yusuf are amongst the most wicked creations. Those who said that they became prophets after Yusuf lied. There came from their progeny prophets, but not a single one of them became a prophet. That is the end of the quote of Shaykh Abdullah. And his saying, Allah knows best about what they describe, means that Allah knows best about what they say or about the lies that they tell. That is the brothers of Yusuf.
قالوا يا أيها العزيز إن له أبا شيخا كبيرا فخذ أحدنا مكانه إنا نراك من المحسنين.
This ayah means, they said, O Aziz, surely he has a father, a very old man, so take one of us in his place. Surely we see that you are amongst the generous. When Yusuf wanted to keep his brother with him, and the brothers could not find a way to get out of this problem, they asked him to free Binyamin and offered to give him one of themselves as a replacement. They said, O Aziz, surely he has a father who is an old man and high in status, and he is deeply in love with this son of his. He finds comfort in him instead of his lost brother. Take one of us instead of him as collateral, or even make him a slave, and let Binyamin go. Surely we see that you are amongst the generous ones. Do not change your norm. Please continue to be generous.
قال معاذ الله أن نأخذ إلا من وجدنا متاعنا عنده إنا إذا لظالمون.
This ayah means, he said, I seek refuge with Allah from taking anyone other than whom our goods were found with him. Then we would be unjust. Yusuf alayhi salam refused to release Binyamin. He said to his brothers, if we were to take other than the one who stole, that would be injustice. According to your religious judgment, the one who is to be taken and enslaved is not the innocent one. So why are you requesting what you know to be unjust?
فلما استيئسوا منه خلصوا نجيا قال كبيرهم ألم تعلموا أن أباكم قد أخذ عليكم موثقا من الله ومن قبل ما فرطتم في يوسف فلن أبرح الأرض حتى يأذن لي أبي أو يحكم الله لي وهو خير الحاكمين.
This is verse 80, and it means, When they despaired from him, they secluded themselves for private conversation. The biggest of them said, "Don't you know that your father took from you your promise to Allah, and previously you were negligent about Yusuf? So I will not leave this land until my father permits me, or Allah so judged for me, and He is the best of judges." The brothers were deeply hopeless of getting Yusuf to give them their brother by an exchange, or to give them what they asked for. Istayasa is an implied form of ya'isa, despaired, like what was previously mentioned about the verb ista'sama. So they moved away from the people and they held a private conference amongst themselves. They wanted to decide what they were going to do and what they were going to say to their father. The biggest one spoke. What is meant by kabiruhum, the biggest of them, is the oldest, and he was Rubil. And it was said that what was meant by that was their leader, and that was Sham'un. And some of them said it was the smartest, and he was Yahuza. The biggest one said, "Don't you know that your father took your most solemn promise to Allah to protect your brother and bring him back unless you were all overrun?" Meaning defeated. "And before that, you were negligent concerning Yusuf and you broke your promise. I shall not leave Egypt until my father gives me permission to leave, or until Allah so wills that I leave, or that I die, or that I fight them for our brother. Allah is the best judge because He only judges justly."
ارجعوا إلى أبيكم فقولوا يا أبانا إن ابنك سرق وما شهدنا إلا بما علمنا وما كنا للغيب حافظين.
This ayah means, return to your father and say, "O our father, surely your son stole, and we did not testify except to what we know, and we are not documenters of the unseen." The biggest one of them instructed them to return to their father and inform him of their brother stealing the king's pitcher. In some recitations, it is recited, "Inna ibnaka saraq," which means that he told them to say to their father, "Surely your son stole." And in other recitations, it mentions what means he was accused of stealing. He told them to tell him that they did not testify against him that he stole. Rather, they witnessed the pitcher being withdrawn from his luggage. At-Tabari says that it means, say to him, "We do not say that he stole except for what we know of what appeared to us, because the king's pitcher was found in his luggage and no one else's. We did not know that he was going to steal when we gave you our promise."
واسأل القرية التي كنا فيها والعير التي أقبلنا فيها وإنا لصادقون.
That verse means, "And ask the village that we were in and the caravan that we came with. Truly, we are surely truthful." He meant by the Qarya, the village that they were in, Egypt. He was saying that if their father does not believe them and he accuses them, then let him send word to Egypt asking about the story, because it spread through the town, and to ask the caravan that they came with, because they witnessed the incident and they were neighbors of Yaqub. He told them to say to their father, "Truly, we are certainly truthful in what we are telling you." So they went back to their father.
قال بل سولت لكم أنفسكم أمرا فصبر جميل عسى الله أن يأتيني بهم جميعا إنه هو العليم الحكيم.
This ayah means, he said, rather yourselves have beautified something for you. Graceful patience. Perhaps Allah will bring them all back to me. Surely He is the all-knowing, all-wise. So Yaqub alayhi salam, when they went back to him and they told him, "Oh father, this is what happened," he said to them, "This is something that you wanted. Who else informed the man about the judgment of enslaving the thief? Perhaps Allah will bring all of my sons back to me. Yusuf, his brother, and the biggest brother who stayed behind." Then he said, Allah knows of my sadness and distress, and He is the one who does not inflict a calamity without wisdom. His saying, Sabrun Jamil, graceful patience, means my patience with what has befallen me of losing my two sons shall be a graceful patience, one without anxiety or breakdown, nor complaint. And we will stop here, insha'Allah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.